The champagne flute shattered against the marble floor, a jagged scream of glass that silenced the murmurs of our vow renewal guests. My wife's word hung in the air, sharp as the shards of my feet. You were my backup plan, Daniel. I should have married him. Her eyes, wide panicked, betrayed the truth she hadn't meant to spill. The room spun, crystal chandeliers blurring into streaks of light, the scent of lilies choking me. 20 years of marriage, and I was her consolation prize. I stood frozen, my tailored suit suddenly too tight, the weight of her confession crushing my chest. Friends, family, colleagues, all stared. Their whispers hummed like distant thunder. My heart pounded. Each beat a question. Who is he? Her ex, Mark, flickered in my mind, a ghost I thought long buried under years of trust. I forced a smile, the kind that hides a scream, and raised my glass. To love, I said, my voice steady despite the tremor in my soul. The crowd clapped hesitant, unaware of the fault line splitting my world. At home, the silence was louder than the party. Our Victorian house, with its creaking oak floors and stained glass windows, felt like a stage for a play gone wrong. Claire sat on the velvet sofa, her auburn hair catching the lamplight, her hands twisting the hem of her ivory dress. I didn't mean it, she whispered, her voice brittle. It was a stupid thing to say. Then why say it? I asked, my tone calm, though my pulse roared in my ears. I don't know, she said, eyes darting away. I was nervous. The vows, the crowd, it brought up old feelings. Mark and I, we were young. It's nothing. Nothing. The word echoed hollow. I poured a whiskey, the burn steadying my hands as her words replayed in my mind. Mark, her college sweetheart, the one she swore was ancient history. I'd met him once at a reunion. Tall, magnetic, with a laugh that filled the room. I'd felt small then. She'd squeezed my hand, reassuring me with a smile that now felt like a lie. The next morning, she greeted me with forced cheerfulness. Let's forget last night, she said, sliding a mug of coffee toward me. Her smile was too bright, her movements jerky, like a marionette on fraying strings. I nodded, but suspicion coiled in my gut. I started noticing things. Her phone always face down. Her late nights at the gallery. The way she flinched when I touched her unexpectedly. Days bled into weeks, each one a slow drip of doubt. I became a detective in my own marriage, hating myself for it. One night, while she showered, I checked her phone. Steam curled from the bathroom like a warning. A text from an unknown number glowed on the screen. Asterisk miss you. Can we meet? Asterisk. My thumb hovered. I could confront her or pretend I hadn't seen it. I chose silence. But the seed was planted. The gallery became my obsession. I drove by one evening, rain streaking the windows. Through the glass storefront, I saw her laughing. With him, Mark. His hand grazed her arm, lingering. My breath caught. I didn't storm in. I drove home. The image seared into my mind, her laughter a blade twisting in my chest. Soon, guilt gave way to anger. I searched her laptop. Emails. Intimate. Coded. Meet me at the loft. I can't stop thinking about you. The loft. Our old apartment. The place where we built our first life together. I could have confronted her, but I needed proof. Something undeniable. So I installed a hidden camera in the loft. The act itself felt like a betrayal, but I was past caring. Days later, I watched the footage. Claire and Mark, tangled on the couch we'd once bought together. Her laughter, the same one that once made me fall in love, now mocked me through the grainy lens. Rage flooded me, but beneath it, grief churned. I still loved her. I remembered our first date, her shy smile in candlelight, the night she cried after our miscarriage, the way she danced barefoot to jazz in the kitchen. How could that woman be this one? I planned my revenge with surgical precision. Not violence, just truth. I invited Mark to dinner. Told Claire it was a friendly gesture. Her face went pale, but she agreed. The dining room gleamed with candlelight and quiet menace. Mark arrived, all charm and confidence, oblivious to trap. Conversation started light, but I guided it with careful precision. Claire mentioned you two were close once, I said, watching her choke on her wine. Mark's smile faltered. His eyes flicked to her. She said you were her first choice. I continued. Funny, isn't it? How plans change. The room froze. Claire's fork clattered against her plate. Mark stammered, his voice thin. That's not how I remember it, he said. I pressed play on my phone. The audio from the loft filled the room. Her gasps, his whispers. Claire's face crumpled. Why? I asked, my voice breaking despite my resolve. Why wasn't I enough? Tears streamed down her face. She stuttered apologies, excuses, fragments of truth. She said Mark was a fantasy, a way to escape the monotony, that she still loved me, that it was a mistake. Mark sat silent, a coward unmasked. I didn't yell. I didn't need to. The truth was punishment enough. I'm done, I said, standing. You can have your ex, but you'll never have me again. I walked out into the cold night. The stars looked down, indifferent. The house, the vows, the life we built. It was all ash now. But as I drove away, a strange relief settled in. In the wreckage of her lies, I found something unbroken. Myself,